Good evening and welcome to our Glendale City Council meeting. If you would like to speak on any of the items that are on the agenda, please fill out a gold card and hand it to the police officer in the back of the room. The mayor will call your name, and when it's your turn to speak, you can make your way to the podium. All speakers have 3 minutes. If you would like to talk about an item that's not on the agenda, please complete a blue speaker card and give that one to the officer in the back of the room. Items that are not on the agenda are heard at the end of the voting meeting. Glendale has 7 city council members: Mayor Jerry Wires, Vice Mayor Lauren Tomachoff of the Cholla District, Councilmember Diana Guzman of the Yucca District, Councilmember Leandro Baldenegro of the Ocotillo District, Councilmember Bart Turner of the Barrel District, Councilmember Ray Malnar of the Saguaro District, and Councilmember Lupe Conchas of the Cactus District. This meeting is streaming live on Glendale's Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as the city's cable television station, Glendale Channel 11. Thank you for joining us.
And good evening. Welcome to Glendale City Council meeting of January 28, 2025. This meeting is called to order. Mr. Melner, are you on the phone with us?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, so I'm not going to make attendance roll call because everybody is present, if you take note of that. The next 2 items on our agenda are the invocation and our Pledge of Allegiance. The invocation today will be led by Pastor Peter Perry, try saying that 3 times fast, of St. John's Lutheran Church. Pastor Perry, if you would, sir, you're already there. If everyone please stand if able. If it's appropriate and you're wearing a hat, if you're a man, if it's appropriate, please remove it. And then please remain standing once he's finished for our Pledge of Allegiance. Sir, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members and those in attendance. I'm Pastor Peter Perry of St. John's Lutheran Church down on Myrtle and 51st Avenue. And you will remember my name if you think of Pastor Peter Perry, pick to pick of pickled peppers, preaching peripatetically. If you'd pray. God of the universe, you make governing authorities to establish and promote peace and order and justice. And we thank you for our mayor, these city council members, city officials, staff, and employees, and for their diligence and faithfulness. And we pray that you would graciously grant this meeting and these your servants wisdom to govern amid conflicting interests and issues of our times, a sense of the welfare and true needs of our people, a keen thirst for justice and rightness, confidence in what is good and true, the ability to work together in harmony even when there is disagreement, and peace in their lives and joy in this task. I ask your guidance for the agenda that is set before them today and give an assurance and direction as to what would best serve this city and all people according to the grace that you give to us. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the consideration of the minutes from January 14, 2025 voting meeting. Council members, do you have any corrections or additions to the minutes? Hearing none, can I get a motion in a second?
Mayor, I move to approve the minutes of the January 14th, 2024 meeting.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilmember Baldenegro, a second from the Vice Mayor to approve the minutes. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay. Ayes have it, do have it. That motion does pass. Boards, commissions, and other bodies. Approved to recommended appointments to boards, commissions, and other bodies. I'll ask Vice Mayor Tomachoff, do you have any nominations to offer to the boards, commissions, and other bodies?
Yes, sir, I do. I move we make the following appointments. Councilmember Lupe Conchas Jr. to a term on the, Audit Committee. Councilmember Lupe Conchas Jr. to a term ending June 30th, 2025. Councilmember Diana Guzman to a term ending June 30th, 2025. Councilmember Bart Turner to a term ending June 30th, 2025. Citizens Transportation Oversight Commission, Kevin Dang to a term expiring January 31st, 2027. Historic Preservation Commission, Brian Gustafson to a term expiring January 31st, 2027. Parks and Recreation Advisory Commission, Gilbert Longoria to a term expiring January 31st, 2027. Planning Commission, Sergio Arellano to a term expiring January 31st, 2027. Aviation Advisory Commission, Bud Zomack to a term as chair, expiring January 31st, 2026, and Michael Portick to a term as vice chair, expiring January 31st, 2026. Municipal Property Corporation, Roger Swearjean to a term as president, expiring January 31st, 2026. Margaret Gibbons to a term as secretary treasurer, expiring January 31st, 2026. Personnel Board, Donna Beasley to a term as chair, expiring January 31st, 2026. And Francisco Contreras to a term as vice chair, expiring January 31st, 2026. That's the list of appointments, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilmember Tomachoff, a second from Councilmember Turner. Make the appointments. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Appears the ayes have it, do have it, that motion carries. If your name was called, if you'd please come forward, I'll meet all of you up at the podium.
Well, I don't think so.
Do we go up there?
Not for council committees. For council committees? Yeah.
Okay, so
Mayor?
if you,
If you'll wait a moment, please.
okay. Okay, well, I could have done this anyway. So if you would, I'd like you to hold your right hand up, say, I state your name. Then say after me, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of my office to the best of my ability, so help me God. Congratulations. Give them a round of applause, folks. Come on to this side, we'll get a picture real quick. Okay, on our consent agenda, Councilmember Conchas requested that item 13 be talked about. Basically, he wants the public to know what's going on. But we will go ahead and move all items 3 through 16. The items on the consent agenda are typically of routine nature, have been previously studied by the council at a workshop session. The items are intended to be acted upon in one motion by the council. So if you want, we could do item 13 first, and then go ahead and have you read all the rest of them, and then we'll take a vote. Okay, well, then read item 13.
Authorization to enter into a services agreement with P3 Systems Management LLC for engineering consulting services.
Mayor, members of the council, here to provide staff report is HR Director Jim Brown.
Is this on? Can you hear me? There we go.
Yep.
Well, good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you, City Manager. This is a request for Council to approve a services agreement with P3 Systems Management LLC for engineering consulting services in amount not to exceed $205,200. for the one-year term of the agreement. The city has several critical capital improvement projects underway which have been implemented under the current Director of Engineering, Don Bessler. With Mr. Bessler's recent decision to retire, the city manager has requested P3 Systems Management be engaged to provide oversight until these projects are completed or a suitable director is found. Engaging P3 Systems Management will ensure continuity of operations for the completing of these projects. And I would be happy to answer your questions.
Mayor? Mayor and council, thank you so much for the staff report. I wanted to pull this item from the consent agenda because it is my understanding that the consent agenda is intended for things of routine nature or things that have been previously studied by the city council, and also things that have been discussed in a workshop. Is it my understanding that this has not been discussed previously before the council?
Mayor, Councilmember Conscious, this has not come to a workshop for council discussion.
Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted to say, Mayor, is that I believe that this item number 13, in my personal opinion, is something that should not be on a consent agenda, or this type of thing in the future. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
Mayor, I move we approve consent agenda items 3 through 16.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilmember Turner, second from the Vice Mayor to approve consent agenda items 3 through 16. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Here's the ayes have it, do have it, that motion carries. Ms. Bauer, would you go ahead and move our next item?
Consent resolutions, item 17, resolution number R 25-09, a resolution of the council of the city of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, amending section 9 of the Glendale, Arizona City Code Guidelines. Item 18, resolution number R 25-10, a resolution of the council of the city of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, directing the entering into of an intergovernmental agreement with the Flood Control District of Maricopa County for the Bethany Home Road Storm Drain 43rd to 51st Avenue project. Item 19, resolution number R 25-11, a resolution of the council of the city of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing the acceptance from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security for the Assistance to Firefighters Grant in the amount of $2,352,477.15 on behalf of the Glendale Fire Department. That concludes the consent resolutions.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve consent resolution items 17 through 19?
Mayor?
Go ahead.
I move that the council approve consent resolutions number 17, 18, and 19.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Conches, a second from the Vice Mayor to approve consent resolutions items 17 through 19. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Appears the ayes have it, do have it, that motion carries. Land development actions, Ms. Bauer, item 20 if you would.
Ordinance number O 25-03, an ordinance of the council of the city of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, rezoning 9.4 acres located north of the northwest corner of Bethany Home Road and the Loop 303 freeway from PAD planned area development to PAD planned area development for development plan entitled IndyCap, amending the zoning map, providing for an effective date, and ordering that a certified copy of the ordinance is recorded. Public hearing required.
Public hearing is now open on item number 20, sir.
Mayor, members of the council, here to provide staff report tonight is Development Services Senior Planner Alex Lerma.
Mayor, Council, good evening. Before you have an item. The request is to rezone the property from the existing zoning classification of planned area development to planned area development in order to allow industrial land uses to the site. Subject property is approximately 4.94 acres in size. It is located 13.5 miles west of City Hall. Property is located north of the northwest corner of Bethany Home Road and the Loop 303 freeway, and is located within the Yucca District. Here's the zoning map before you. The property again is zoned planned area development and is part of a 161 acre development site known as Condon Properties, PAD. Property to the west and to the south are also within the same development area. Property to the north and east beyond the Loop 303 are also identified with the zoning classification of planned area development. Property is currently vacant. Property to the north and the south are also vacant. There is site improvements to the properties to the west. Currently, they're being used for industrial use. Before you is a conceptual site plan. The developer is proposing to establish new development standards in order to allow more flexibility to accommodate the various end users that are going to be attracted to the site. Before you is the site plan that depicts 2 commercial buildings at approximately 137,000 square feet in floor area. Said access to the property is done by way of a private roadway coming off of Bethany Home Road. Before your conceptual site elevations to the site, as you can see, there's variation roof lines, pop-outs, exterior finish changes in order to conceal the massing of the building. The applicant completed the citizens outreach process. Notification letters were sent out to property owners within 300 feet. Through this communication, neither staff nor the applicant received any communication back. The request was presented before the Planning Commission December 12, 2024. There was no opposition at said meeting. The Planning Commission recommended approval of this zoning action with the 2 stipulations indicated within the staff report. Mayor, council members, this concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Questions from the council?
Mayor, I do have one question. Thank you. So I'm just curious, the rezoning from PAD to PAD, is it for additional height entitlement, or what is the actual reason for the basically rezone from PAD to PAD?
Mayor, council members, the request of the PAD is essentially to change the property's designation through the existing PAD, the common properties PAD. The property is designated for commercial purposes based on the location of the property, which is located tucked in the back of Bethany Home Road. This type of, when it comes to commercial development, the site needs exposure and needs direct access to a public roadway, which the property has none. So the applicant is requesting to change the focus of the property and focus more on industrial type of uses based on the location.
Very good, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Okay. Okay, Ms. Bauer, can you introduce item 21?
Mayor, we need a motion on item 20. And
Mayor,
You have it.
Mayor, I move we approve ordinance 025-03.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. We have a second. All in favor? Vote aye.
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 Any opposed? Vote nay. Who said? I got noises coming all over up here. Did you say something?
No, we said
No.
aye.
Okay, so we're good. Okay,
I'm not sure if, Mayor, I'm not sure if Mr. Melnar said yay or nay.
okay. Mr. Milner, are you there?
Yes, I said aye.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on.
Ordinance number O25-04, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, rezoning 72.1 acres located at the southwest corner of Saraval Avenue and Peoria Avenue from PAD Planned Area Development to PAD Planned Area Development for development plan entitled Peoria and 303 PAD, amending the zoning map, providing for an effective date, and ordering that a certified copy of the ordinance is recorded. Public hearing required.
Okay. Public hearing is now open on item number 21.
Mayor, council members, before you, you have a second land use action. The applicant is proposing, similar to the last presentation, the applicant is proposing to rezone the property from planned area development to planned area development. Property is located approximately 13.2 miles northwest of City Hall. Property size is approximately 72.1 acres in size. It's located directly or at the corner of the southwest corner of Saraval Avenue and Peoria Avenue, and is also located within the Yucca District. Again, property is zoned planned area development. Property to the east beyond the Loop 303 are also zoned PAD. Property to the south, you'll see a unique area here where some of the properties are still unincorporated area within the city of, within the county. Those properties are RU43 and R135. And there's a corner lot on the southeast corner of Peoria Avenue and the Cedarville Avenue, which is incorporated within the city, which is zone C1. As you can see here within the aerial map, most of the area is undeveloped land, with the exception of the low density and medium density residential within the county. Property is vacant and historically has been used for agriculture purposes. Before you use the conceptual set plan that's included within the plan, within the PAD, as you can see, the property is of a unique configuration. The conceptual set plan features 6 flex buildings ranging from 77,000 square feet to 187,000 square feet with a total building area of 956,000 square feet. The various building sizes are intended to accommodate various types of end users that are established within the PAD for permitted land uses. Property, the applicant has completed the citizens outreach process. A neighborhood meeting was conducted July 17, 2024. At said meeting, there were 2 attendees. Those that attended the meeting had questions about the end users that the applicant was trying to attract to the site. The item went before the Planning Commission December 12, 2024. At said meeting, there was no opposition, and the Planning Commission forwarded a recommendation of approval with the 6 stipulations that are included within the staff report. Mayor, members of the commission, this concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Questions?
Thank you, Mayor. Is everything inside the pink lines, is that county? Or they used to give us a yellow map so we could see everything that's already been annexed in. So I'm just trying to understand whether this is creating a county or creating an island in the county.
Mayor, council members, the hatched area is the subject property. The property that's directly south, labeled as Maricopa County, that's still incorporated. That's still unincorporated area, and across the street on the east side of Cedarville Avenue, labeled as residential, that's also within the county. Beyond that point, on the west side of Conant Lane, those residential, low density residential properties are still also within the county, going southbound as well. South of Olive Avenue on the southwest corner of Olive Avenue are also unincorporated area. Anything other than that are already properties that are incorporated into the city and are designated with a PAD zoning classification.
Okay, thank you. So the 2 parcels that are noted agricultural, those are already part of the city of Glendale.
Mayor, council, the property west of the Loop 303, labeled as agriculture, that's within the city of Glendale. The property north of Peoria Avenue, that's within the city of Peoria.
What about south of the parcel that we're talking about that's marked agricultural? Has that already been annexed into the city of Glendale?
Mayor, council, that's correct. That's within the city of Glendale.
All right. Yeah, those yellow maps are really helpful because there's a lot happening out there, and so it's I think we all at least have discussed this before, is we just want to understand that we're not creating something that's surrounded completely by county land. So just wanted to make sure I understood. Thank you.
All right, we have no speaker cards?
No, sir.
Okay, anyone else need to speak on this item? Okay. Do we need a motion?
Mayor, I move that the council approve ordinance number O25-04.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, second from the vice mayor. Any other discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? If you guys have it, do have it, we'll move on. Ordinances, Ms. Bauer, would you read item 22 by title?
Ordinance number O-25-05, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing the execution of an irrigation easement in favor of Salt River Project Agricultural Improvement and Power District located at the southwest corner of Northern Avenue and 75th Avenue, and directing the city clerk to record a certified copy of the ordinance.
Mayor, members of the council, here to provide staff report on both items number 22 and 23 is Glendale Principal Engineer Jamie Chapin.
Thank you, Mr. Phelps. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Currently, the Legacy Place single-family residential subdivision is under construction at the southwest corner of 75th Avenue and Northern Avenue. As a requirement of the development, a turn lane will be constructed in eastbound Northern Avenue at 75th Avenue. There currently exists an SRP irrigation pipe at this location. That pipe will be relocated to the south, and it will be located under the sidewalk, which is the customary location for SRP irrigation. SRP is requesting an easement to protect the pipe. Staff is recommending approval in support of SRP so that they may maintain their facilities, and also in support of the development. Thank you, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Hearing none. Can I get a motion? Anybody?
I'll do it.
Mayor, I move we approve ordinance O25-005.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Guzman, a second from the Vice Mayor to approve recommended action. Roll call vote. Mr. Baldenegro, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Conchas, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Guzman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Melner, how do you vote, sir?
Aye.
Mr. Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, the motion carries. Ms. Bauer, would you introduce ordinance 02506, item 23?
Ordinance number O-25-06, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing the execution of a power distribution easement in favor of Salt River Project Agricultural Improvement and Power District at Heroes Regional Park, and directing the city clerk to record a certified copy of the ordinance.
Mayor and Council, this is a request to grant SRP a power distribution easement at Heroes Regional Park. This easement will allow SRP to bring power facilities to the expansion of the park that is currently underway. Staff is recommending approval and support of the project. Thank you.
Can I get a motion from item 23?
Mayor, I move to approve ordinance number O25-06.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Baldenegro, a second from the Vice Mayor to approve the recommended action. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Councilmember Baldenegro, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Conchas, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Guzman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Melner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, that motion carries. Ms. Bauer, would you introduce item 24?
Ordinance number O-25-07, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, amending the Glendale City Code, Chapter 2, Administration, Article 3, Officers and Employees, Division 1, Generally, Section 2-56, Members and Terms, to align the terms of the Audit Committee to expire on January 31st of the relevant year. At its workshop on January 14th, Council directed staff to change the term expiration of the Audit Committee and the Community Development Advisory Committee, or CDAC, to conform with all other boards and commissions for a term February 1st through January 31st. The proposed ordinance would make the change for the Audit Committee. Although CDAC terms currently expire June 30th, the establishing ordinance for CDAC does not specify the terms of its members. Therefore, the term of February 1st to January 31st does apply to CDAC, and with Council's approval, CDAC terms will be changed also. Current members of both the Audit Committee and CDAC will have their terms extended to January 31st of the relevant year. That concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Can I get a motion?
Mayor, I move we adopt ordinance number O25-07.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Turner, second from the Vice Mayor. Roll call vote. Councilmember Baldenegro, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Conchas, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Guzman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Melner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do
Aye.
you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, the motion carries. Ms. Bauer, would you read item number 25, ordinance 02508, please?
Ordinance number O-25-08, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, amending the Glendale City Code, Chapter 26, Offenses Miscellaneous, Section 26-70.3, Use of Fireworks, and setting forth an effective date.
Mayor, members of the council, here to provide staff report this evening is Glendale Deputy City Manager Rick St. John.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. This is an item we discussed in workshop today, so any constituents that are watching tonight that didn't see the workshop can go back and listen to that conversation. But essentially, we're asking this council to adopt an ordinance amending our fireworks code to add May 4th, 5th, and 6th, the first or second and third days of Diwali, and then to adjust the days where permissible fireworks can be used around New Year's from December 24th through January 3rd to December 26th through January 4th. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions. Again, this is so that our code is in compliance with state law.
Yeah, Mr. St. John, what you just said covered about 80% of it, but as soon as most people heard we're adding more days, they're looking at us like we're a bunch of crazies up here. All we're doing is conforming to state law. We're accepting what state law already makes us do.
Mayor, that is correct.
Okay, very good. Okay. Can I get a motion?
Mayor, I move we approve ordinance O-25-08.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Guzman, a second from the Vice Mayor to approve the recommended action. A roll call vote. Councilmember Baldenegro, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Conchas, how do you vote?
Aye, Mayor, am I allowed to explain my vote?
Yeah, go ahead. Normally you would say I'd like to explain my vote before you vote, but go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. As the Cactus District Council member, I have listened to my constituents, and I know that fireworks pose a safety risk, also causes anxiety, PTSD, and especially with our dry climate, it causes safety issues with fires. I will be working with the city manager's office and the city of Glendale to find ways that we can propose a solution to this issue, and I uphold my oath to uphold the laws and the Arizona Constitution, so I'll be voting yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Melner, how do you vote, sir?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
You forgot to ask me, Mayor.
Councilmember Guzman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to council comments and suggestions. Councilmember Baldenegro.
None at this time, sir.
Thank you. Councilmember Conchas.
Mayor.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor and council members and residents of Glendale. I want to begin by thanking the over 125 participants who attended my recent Cactus District Town Hall. It was wonderful to reconnect with so many residents and meet new members of our community. We discussed a wide range of issues, including the peacock poop at the main library, preserving the Valmateague Library, public safety, the Real-Time Crime Center, fireworks, speeding, pedestrian safety, and a variety of different things. We also announced the formation of the Cactus District Citizens Advisory Council, which will give residents a greater voice in shaping local policy in the district. I also want to extend a special thank you to Council Members Baldenegro and to Council Member Guzman for attending the town hall. I know there were other council members that wanted to be there but had other scheduling conflicts. Your presence and your contributions meant a lot to me and the residents, to the residents who joined us. Additionally, I want to thank the city manager's office and staff, as well as our Glendale Police Department, for their efforts in helping to get an alley gated in my district that has been a safety hazard for the Rising Star Daycare Center for many years. It's a dumping ground. It's a place where there's lots of drug paraphernalia, and there's even been dangerous fires in that alley. It's a significant step forward to improving safety in our community. And I also had the honor of collaborating with the Phoenix side of the 43rd Avenue, called the Cactus Run Neighborhood Group during our park cleanup. Thank you, James, and thank you, Paula, for being there with me. It was really eye-opening to see just how filthy the Glendale side of the street was, and we thank you, City Manager, for addressing the concerns and looking at the pictures that we took out there. And I'm excited to share that our next district event has a tentative date of Saturday, March 22nd. At Manistee Ranch, and I look forward to continuing these discussions and working alongside all of you to strengthen our city. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilmember Guzman.
No, nothing, Your Honor.
Councilmember Melner.
Nothing today, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Turner.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one brief one. I just want to thank Councilmember Conchas for volunteering to clean up the peacock poop at the library out in my district, and any residents that would like to volunteer to help him can contact him at his office. Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
I just want to thank the residents. There's a few of you still here that volunteered to serve on boards and commissions that were sworn in this evening, and all the residents that serve on our boards and commissions. We really appreciate your volunteerism and your dedication to making Glendale a better place. So just wanted to say thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
All right. And then what I would like to announce again, we've announced this a couple times, but if you're available and have the time, February 1st, that's Saturday, at 11 o'clock, I would encourage you to be there by 15 till. We are doing a groundbreaking for the Veterans Community Project, and that'll be the beginning of 50 small cottages for homeless veterans to help them get their lives back together. We're expecting a very, very large crowd. It's next door to the VFW Post 1433. The address is 7618 North 63rd Avenue, Glendale. Hope you can make it. Come out and let's show the vets that we do care about them, and we honor their sacrifices over the years. With that, we're moving on to the citizens' comments. Council makes the opportunity available to the citizens to bring information business before the council that's not on our printed agenda. I do have 3 speaker cards. We're going to start off with Rory, and then James, you're next, and then Davida, you'll be following James. So you have 3 minutes. If you'll state the district you're from, or you don't know the crossroads, we don't need an address. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council, Rory Garay, Ocotillo District. Today in the workshop, you heard Councilmember Turner bring up the Glendale 16. And first, I'd like to thank him for bringing that up today, because it's been an item that I've personally been working on for well over a year. It's highly of interest to me to get something done. I'd also like to thank Councilmember Conchas. When I took him out there to the cemetery, he immediately the next day came up with a plan to help remember these people. And I'd also like to thank City Manager, Mr. Phelps. When I brought it up to him on Christmas Eve, he immediately got on board and has himself come up with some ideas. But I think it's really important for us to remember these men, these 16 men that tragically died out there. Glendale gave them a home when they couldn't be sent back home. So I think it's really important that we do remember them. And there was a lot to be learned from this tragic accident, that we should no longer treat anyone like subhumans, like these individuals were treated. And it's just important to remember also, workplace safety is something we should always be looking at. No one should die like they tragically died. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. James.
Hi, my name is James Deibler. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm speaking to you regarding adopted street. I would like to adopt a street for cleanup from 59th Avenue and Olive to 59th Avenue and Peoria Avenue. I want to honor my girlfriend who used to work at the Glendale Public Library. Last September, she took a different job offer and work at the public library in Massachusetts. I want to get into the City of Glendale Adopted Street program by giving back to the community. She will be happy for the Glendale Public Library to honor her for 6 years of service as a volunteer and public service assistant. Tonight, I'm going to start the application process. Thank you for taking the time to consider this matter.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. My name is Davida Solter, and I live in the Saguaro District. I just finished my 8th year on the Personnel Board, 6 of those as the chair. I found the work to be challenging and rewarding, but while serving on the board, the HR team was always thorough and dedicated to doing what was best for the city. They often were able to resolve issues prior to them coming to the board for appeal. I'm a true believer in letting you know of those who go above and beyond. So tonight I would like to give a shout out to Jim Brown, HR Director, Naomi Jackson, HR Administrator, and Lejeune Boone, the HR Business Partner. I encourage all citizens to apply for a board or commission similar to what Councilmember Tomachoff mentioned tonight to help serve the city to continue moving forward and give back as a volunteer to our city.
Thank you. Okay, there being no further business before the council tonight, I'd like to thank everyone for attending. If there's no objection from the council, hearing none, meeting's adjourned.